Hey family, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Love Always Wins podcast. I am Mr. Love Always Win, and as always, I'm joined by the wonderful and lovely
Katrina Montez. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, I am Mrs. Love Always Wins, Katrina Montez Dowdell, the author of Masters of Resilience, Real Stories of Inspiration for Purposeful Living. And we are the authors of Big Jake's Stroke of Genius, Road to 120, over 80. And we're excited. We're going to get into that shortly. But remember, we are also affiliates of Black Girl Vitamins. So for all your wellness needs, go check out blackgirlvitamins.com and use our code LAW, LAW, for your discount.
20% off.
20% off. So, as Mr. Love Always Wins said, we are excited that you have joined us for another episode, and it's gonna be a good one. Because what are we talking about today? Big Jake.
We're talking about Big Jake's favorite things.
Big Jake's favorite things. And these are some keys, some jewels, some good stuff that we are actually talking about in the book. So as we gear up for the release,
another reason for you to go get the book.
Yes, as we gear up for the release of the book, we're just reflecting on some of the favorite moments, some of the best things that he feel like he discussed in the book. And I agree. Well, I got my own favorites, but we're going to talk about your favorites today.
Okay.
And the reason why these are his favorites is because it's for people, anybody, right? Because yes, this book is specifically for people who have had a stroke or who know someone who had a stroke. But what we're talking about today are some key things that anybody can apply to their lives, right? So let's talk about it. The first thing that you said you liked was the exercise that you discussed for people who may have some limitations, right? So this is for anybody. And the first thing is the body resistance, specifically for your arm. So not only is he going to talk about it, he's going to demonstrate. Well, tell me first, why is this one of your favorite things? You talked about it being in the military when you guys didn't have access to a gym.
When you didn't have access to a gym, we had to use body resistance. You know what? I can show you better than I can tell you.
Okay. So when you don't have access to a gym, you can use your own body resistance for exercise, right? Now, let me give you a weight first. So this is a curl that you will do if you have a weight, if you have access to a gym or if you have a weight. Of course, you're going to do a regular curl, right? You're going to have that resistance, tricep, bicep, all that, right? So that's a regular curl. Now, hand me the weight. If you do not have a weight.
If you don't have a weight or you're just starting out on your recovery, you can use resistance. This is the main, but I'm bringing my right hand over.
So put your right hand on your left wrist and then kind of create the resistance. So you're pushing down with your right arm and you're kind of resisting with your left up and down.
Yeah.
So it's good for your bicep and your tricep.
Yeah.
So how many of these do you typically do in a day?
When we're starting out, I'll just do 15.
Okay.
Not trying to overdo it.
So 3 sets of 15?
3 sets of 15.
3 sets of 15. And like you said, you guys did this in the military. So it is both efficient and it is effective for everybody, even if you have some limitations or not.
Look, because now I'm going to work my tricep over in this arm and my bicep in the other one.
That's good. That's good. Very effective. Very effective. So you don't need weights and you don't need a lot of weights. You will definitely feel and see a difference. That's good.
And then my other favorite.
And why is this particular exercise that you were about to show? Why is this one of your favorites? When did you start doing this?
When I was in recovery.
In Guam. So I remember I was actually there at that time, and this is when you were in Guam doing the first stroke, May 12th, 2023. And this is one of the first things the physical therapist had you do to see, where you were with your recovery and your limitations. And this is called what?
Sit to stand.
Sit to stand. And again, this is efficient and effective for anybody, even if you are not in recovery. So real simple. What do?
Feet flat on the floor. Stand straight up. Squeeze those glutes.
So it's like a squat, but you're sitting to stand. All right. Bring it on back.
Bring it on back.
Bring it on back.
You just tap that booty.
Okay. Get out your butt.
No. Like, so you don't sit all the way back and you just
tap the booty. Okay.
Hey.
Come on.
I think you like that a little bit too much. But you okay.
Come on. So sit to stands. And how many do you do?
Oh, about 25.
About 25. And where do you feel it?
Of course, in your quads and your glute. And you have to squeeze your glutes at the top.
So it's good to continue to increase your mobility, both during recovery and if you're just looking to do something. You feel like you've been watching TV too long, sitting down on the couch too long. You want to get that blood flow going. This is something easy you can do, even if you are not in recovery.
And you can add weight to it.
That weight. You can add weight to make it more difficult or give yourself more, resistance. Okay. All right. That's good. So that's another one of your favorite things that you talk about in the book. And as I mentioned, this is Jacob's favorite things. I have my own. And just to mention one of my favorite things are your stories. There's a story that each chapter starts with your own personal story. Okay, very good. I'll just set this right here. Let's move on. So another one of your favorite things you mentioned is, and we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes, we talked about the acronym for identifying if someone may be having a stroke, and that is FAST. Yes. So again, this is not just for people who have had a stroke or in recovery. We said that if you have not known anyone who have had a stroke, you will, because in the United States alone, every
4 seconds,
someone actually dies. Every 40 seconds. Every 40 seconds, someone has a stroke. And every 4 minutes, someone actually dies from a stroke.
So yeah, if you don't know someone who's had a stroke, you will.
You definitely will. So again,
it's better to be prepared.
That's right. Every 40 seconds in the United States, someone has a stroke. Every 40 seconds, someone has a stroke. Right. And every 4 minutes, someone actually dies from a stroke.
Do you realize that just in the time that
I said that
someone has a stroke?
And I just want people to think about that. Think about that. Someone dies from a stroke every 4 minutes. Someone dies. And the reason why I say this man is a miracle, because not only has he survived 1 stroke, 2 strokes, 3 strokes, 4. He is a warrior. He is a survivor, and he is here for a purpose. It's my boo, my miracle man. So
maybe my purpose is to help you get
prepared.
That's
right. That's right.
To help save someone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we feel like it is important for you to know this because of the prevalence of strokes in the United States. So the acronym is FAST. F-A-S-T.
Yeah, the F is for the facial drooping.
So let's talk about that. If you feel like someone may be having a stroke, you look for drooping in their face, one side of their face, or either it can be both, right? So you look at their face, okay? The F is for face. Then it's the A.
Yeah.
What is the A for?
The A is for the arm. Tingling or numbness in the arm.
So you look at the arm, you ask them the question, and then when you ask them a question, when they respond, speech is the S.
Right.
So what happens with the speech?
The speech is slurred or they can't speak at all.
Yeah. So that is the S.
Yeah.
And then the T is for time.
Yeah. The time is of the essence. Call 911 immediately.
Yes. Gotta react fast. F-A-S-T. Okay? So that's something that anybody can use. Please put that in your toolkit. Please put it in your toolkit, because again, if you don't know somebody who has had a stroke, you will. You will. Okay, that's good. That's good stuff. So the other favorite was the cognitive piece that we talk about in the book. You know, and again, this is for anybody because we're all going to get older. We're all getting older. You want to keep your mind sharp. So we talked about keeping your mind sharp by doing cognitive exercises like crossword puzzles, like card games, anything that is going to cause you to have to use those brain cells. I know solitary is a good one, an old school game that is very, very good. Matching. I remember we used to play matching a lot as kids, but those things, you know, work great when you're getting old. It keeps your mind sharp.
You know, I played those kind of games at physical therapy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can help anybody, even if you're not in recovery. So another thing is...
You know what another thing is? My Pittsburgh Steelers shoes.
What about him?
I just wanted to point that out.
They can't even see it right away. You're going to have to put them way up. You want to put his Pittsburgh Steelers shoes. Okay. Black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
Okay. All right. Cute shoes. Goal setting. We talked about that before. That's another thing, of course, for anybody. But when you are in recovery, it is even more important because you want to beat up on yourself sometimes if you feel like you're not making any progress. You know,
it's important to celebrate all your victories.
All your victories.
No matter how small they are.
Yep. We talked about celebrating everything last week. So yeah, especially when you're in recovery, because again, you can get frustrated. So even if you're not in recovery, goal setting is important. It's important. And I think this goes along with creating a new mission. And the reason why this is important, even if you are not in recovery, even if you haven't had a stroke or anything, any type of limitations, is because once you have completed something, like Mr. Love Always Wins, he is retired now. I am coming up on retirement. And although I'm saying I'm retiring for the military, which I am, because I have over 20 years on the reserve time, I'm still young, right? So
Yes,
I'm not
you
going to
are.
be fully retired, but I can be. But what I am going to do, and what have already started doing, is creating a new mission for myself. Okay, so what's next? So you never want to be complacent. You never want to have so much idle time. You get bored, and Lord have mercy, you just feel like, okay, well, what am I here for? You know, you don't want to do that. So creating a new mission is something we talk about in the book as well. So I know being a school teacher for over an educator for over 27 years, a coach for over 33 years, those things were passionate to you. So you had to create a new mission. You had to spark up, something new in your life. And now this podcast is it. The Love Always Wins podcast, the Love Always Wins apparel, because it's something that you always lived by anyway. It's just a new mission that you have created. So the same thing with me. I have to come up with something else, which it's not going to be hard for me. I'm good. I'm looking forward to retirement. But my passion has always been fitness and nutrition, and helping others. So I would definitely be applying that. So creating a new mission for yourself. That's another one of Big Jake's favorites. Then you mentioned whatever you do, you must be consistent. And I talk with my hands, and I realized that you wanted to point out your little shoes, Pittsburgh Steelers, and I'm rocking my Steelers wedding band today.
Oh boy.
Our matching bands. Okay. Yeah. We need to stay focused. Okay. Now, what we said consistent. Whatever you come up with, you must be consistent in order to see progress, whether it's your new goals, whether it's your new mission, whether it's your health journey. Consistency is the key.
It is the key.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to say about being consistent? Because this is your favorite thing.
Yeah. There's no way you can measure your consistency if you're not looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You got to track your progress. Mm-hmm. Track your progress. That's important. And that's another thing that we talk about in the book. It's going to be so good. Another one of my favorites that you have in the book is the 21-day challenge. That's one of the things to track your progress. So, and then there is, not only this is one of your favorite things, it is like probably one of the reasons why you're still here today. And that is creating a positive village, tribe.
Yes. You are who you hang around with.
That's true.
That's just facts.
Yep.
If you're hanging around just negative Nellies, guess what? That's what you are.
Yep.
If you're hanging around positive Pete's, that's what you are.
Absolutely. And to be around negativity, like toxicity, it's like a cancer. Oh my God. Not only does it mess with your mental, it messes with your physical. Like, you do not want to be around a negative environment. And that includes people, places, and things. People, places, and things. Look at what you're doing. Look at what you're taking in. Look at what you're listening to. Just all that matters. It affects you mentally, physically, and spiritually. So check who you are hanging around and what you're doing. So important for everybody, and especially important for if you're in recovery.
Right.
Like, that affects you.
And then check yourself if you're around somebody who's in recovery. Speak life.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That person, especially if they have some physical
limitations,
deficits.
Yeah.
They need you to speak life.
That's right. That's right.
Speak life even when they can't, because that's where I was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I remember hearing you like, no.
Yeah. Like, we're not doing that. Mm-mm.
We're not doing that.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So that is definitely important. And you have had some amazing people in your circle, on your team, in your squad. And I believe that I attribute that to the love that you gave other people as well. And you continue to give other people. Because when I say Mr. Love always wins, you have lived by that all your life. Well, I guess it seems like it to me. I have known you all your life, but from what I have seen, the interaction you have had with other people and the way people respond to you, I'm like, dang, this dude is amazing. Amazing. So great job.
Thank you.
I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you.
You want to dance?
Sure. Come on. So I guess that means that we ready to close it out? Because
love always wins.